Buenos días y bienvenidos a todos. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shearer, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password or check our website, www.cslpv.org, and you'll find the link under the weekly talk section. Today is Sunday, March 16th, 2025, and continuing with our monthly theme, the flow of coming and going. This week's topic is I Got It, I Lost It. And again, a reminder, one of the suggested books for reading this month is Stillness Speaks by Eckhart Tolle. So once again, I'd like to welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta, whether you're on the live Zoom call or watching the replay at a later time. Please remember to like and subscribe to the video as you watch it. Thank you. So we teach a philosophy that honors all faith traditions. So whatever path you are on, know that it is the right path for you. No matter what your background is, please know that everyone is welcome here. We value each and every one of you. As I mentioned, we teach a philosophy called the Science of Mind, and it's a teaching based on New Thought and ancient wisdom, where we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can appreciate the great oneness that already exists within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes first founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the Science of Mind, which focuses on the individual use of this powerful thing called the mind. And when asked to provide a concise definition of the teaching, he had replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week, we offer an inspirational message. And we offered the Zoom meeting at 10 a.m., and we will be resuming meetings on Sundays at noon at Café de la Ventana on the first and the third Sunday. So that would be today. And again, after the service, whether you are here online or in person, please hang out with us after for some coffee and some great conversations with like-minded people. And now, as we do each week, let's review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, creating the life you desire. And this is supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. So the spring equinox is coming up shortly here in the Northern Hemisphere, and it is the beginning of spring, a time to sow seeds that will blossom later. And this year, or pardon me, this week, we look at how we can align with this energy of spring and the creative process, consciously sowing new intentions, free of the ego and rooted in gratitude. This past Friday, We also had the full moon with an eclipse. Dr. Ernest Holmes said this: one of the most important things for us to remember is that we are always causing something to be created for us, and that whatever cause we have set in motion must produce some kind of effect. Are we producing the effects we should like to experience? Interesting question, isn't it? So, in the science of mind, we use the example of the seed, soil, and plant to explain the creative process, the process that we put into action with our thoughts. It all begins in the soil of the mind, where we plant the seeds, our thoughts, that we wish to harvest, produce. That is the thoughts and visions of what we wish to experience. And then we allow the law to do what it does and ultimately give us the fruits of the seeds that we sowed, the fruits of our desires experienced. As science of mind practitioners, we know that our thoughts create our experience. And yes, we are all science of mind practitioners if we practice the science of mind. However, because we live in this world of effects where there's this enormous amount of inequity, including classism, sexism, and other isms, that challenge becomes, how do we rise high as we grow deep? Ernest Holmes said this: one of the great difficulties in this new order of thought is that we are likely to indulge in too much theory and too little practice. As a matter of fact, we only know as much as we can prove by actual demonstration. That which we cannot prove may or may not be true, but that which we can prove certainly must be and is the truth. So it's time for some introspection. And it's important to take quality time for ourselves and with ourselves, to make an appointment, a date, so to speak, to be with our divine self. And during this appointment, disconnect from all the incomings and goings around us, around the world, and from the activities that you think that you need to fulfill. Disconnect from any chores of the day, from TV, from social media, newspapers, magazines, emails, and all the other things that we like to do. On this date with ourselves, be kind, be gentle, be grateful, and above all, avoid judging what you don't like. Rather, observe those areas of your life where you have forgotten that you are a divine being. When you are aware of an area where you don't like what you see and it triggers you, perhaps maybe politics, for example, ask yourself, am I reacting from love or fear? Or even attempting a spiritual bypass? Am I worried, preoccupied, or feeling indifferent? Notice the vibration your body feels when you think about this. Does it feel good? During your divine appointment with yourself, pay attention to that feeling. The intention is simply to notice, not necessarily to change or bypass that feeling. Ernest Holmes said this: know your own mind. Train yourself to think what you wish to think. Be what you wish to be, feel what you wish to feel, and place no limit on principle. So let's face our spiritual bypasses. The world of effects is constantly changing, and sometimes things happen that are not pleasant or logical to our perception of life. And when we're searching for a spiritual answer, it can be common to turn around from the bad that happens in the world because it can hurt and cause feelings of suffering. And then we find the answer by creating a spiritual bypass for ourselves. Well, there are people that say that everything is fine or things happen for a reason, but within themselves, they often suffer from sorrow or emptiness and are sidestepping the feelings. When this happens, it's possible to have an experience that is spontaneous, deep, and spiritual truth-based awareness that all is well. But for many of the people who have lived their life holding on to a series of negative thoughts and feelings, a sudden, spontaneous, positive thought typically doesn't change the deeply held core beliefs. Eckhart Tolle tells us when you are immersed in compulsive thinking, you are avoiding what is. You don't want to be where you are, here, now. Remember, the things and the experiences that you don't like are not outside oneness. They must be part of wholeness. Just because you are rising higher and growing deeper doesn't mean that nothing challenging will occur in the world of effects. But it does mean that you have the opportunity to stop feeling that you are the doer, that you must fix your feelings. And instead, you can allow that sway of life to flow and express as you. And as you do, the eternal awareness becomes what you sow. In The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote this: we should grow into the understanding that spirit responds to us and becomes more conscious of its presence within us. It is the very breath of our breath, the imagination back of our word. It is the creative power in our thought and the law and energy that executes that thought. So here's a funny little story for this week. After many years of struggling to play the accordion, a man decides it's time to let it go. He parks his car in a busy street and leaves the instrument in plain view on the back seat with the doors unlocked. As he walks off to do some shopping, he envisions someone opening the door and taking off with the accordion. Well, when he returned a few hours later, he sees his window smashed and a second accordion placed in the back seat. So instead, let's sow graciously from gratitude. When you are conscious of your triggers, you are more able to observe whether you are feeling fear or love. If the triggering issue leads to feeling anger, disappointment, frustration, or fear, take a pause. Observe your thoughts without dwelling on them. Quantum physics tells us that we live in a world of infinite possibilities and that we create our experience through the attention that we give in the moment. In such moments, wrap your thoughts in love and begin to find gratitude for the new awareness that the trigger provided. We can always find something to be grateful for, even something small. When triggers arise, open your heart and remember to sow in your being this feeling of gratitude. Continuing with the example of politics, move from the awareness of what you don't like or what you are against and towards and enter into an awareness of what you are for, what you support. And this could be the gratitude for the freedom to be able to vote, could be gratitude for the people who are working to support ideas that align with you and your ideas. And this sowing could lead to blossoming action, such as volunteering. Gratitude opens the door to positive feelings, such as happiness, joy, and love. In this way, gratitude sows a shift, a feeling of love that blooms in your cells and in your consciousness. Joseph Campbell said this: participate joyfully in the sorrows of the world. We cannot cure the world of sorrows, but we can choose to live in joy. So, in this time of the spring equinox for the Northern Hemisphere, you can free yourselves from the ego experience in this back and forth of life and consciously align with the creative process. Do this by seeding and planting your intentions, by introspecting, and by facing any tendency to create a spiritual bypass, and consciously sowing gratitude. And I'll leave you with this final quote from the Science of Mind. What we outwardly are and what we are to become depends upon what we are thinking, for this is the way we are using creative power. And that brings us to our affirmation for the week. Today is a good day to start. So, what do you want to sow today? And now it's time for news and updates at our center. If you are interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we do offer courses via Zoom as well as in person. So connect with me or check our website, www.cslpv.org, to find out the details. You will find a separate drop-down column that will take you to all the classes we have available and coming up. And if you are still looking for a specific course or a workshop or even a book study, please let me know and we can add dates for those as well. If you would like a one-on-one experience and connection with for a spiritual mind treatment to assist you with whatever is going on in your life or whatever you would like to experience more of, then please connect with me so we can arrange for that. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, as we do renew membership annually, or if you would like to be on our board of trustees, please contact me to receive the application form for that. And once again, I'd like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. And now it's our time for mindfully giving and financial support of our spiritual home. We rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. And we bless the gifts that you give today. Every donation is greatly appreciated, no matter the amount. Our contributions are circulated with our tithing to the greater organization, which reaches out globally as well as locally. And we also tithe to a local women's shelter to support the women and children that have left an abusive home and allows them the opportunity to become grateful for the assistance to become productive and successful members of the community. And out of transparency, last Sunday, we did attend the annual fundraiser, What a Drag, which supports this women's shelter. And we presented them with, I believe it was just over $21 Canadian. So the more you give to the center, the more we give to them. So help us to support them as well. And donations can be made using either PayPal or Tithely through our website. Once again, that's www.cslpv.org. And you will find the donate buttons on both the landing page as well as on the play page where you find the weekly replays of the talks. Alternatively, you can also submit a paper check by addressing them to CSLPV number 403 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y8N1. And now please join me in our offertory affirmation. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you for coming and sharing this time together. And let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force of peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes standing up against injustice. The season for nonviolence is still occurring right now, and it is a global grassroots campaign dedicated to raising awareness about the transformative power of nonviolence. The season was established by Arun Gandhi, who was Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, and it is a yearly event celebrating the philosophies and lives of Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. The season marks the 64 days between the memorial anniversary of the assassination of Gandhi on January 30th and that of King on April 4th. Mahatma Gandhi said, "Nonviolence is a garment to be put on and off at will. Its seat is in the heart, and it must be an inseparable part of our being." And Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Nonviolence is absolute commitment to the way of love. Love is not emotional bash. It is not simply sentimentalism. It is the active outpouring of one's whole being into the being of another." Thank you again for joining me today and every day. May peace and love be with you. Blessings to all. Namaste.